So we continue looking in on the pinball games that probably shouldn't have made it. We're still on the Gottlieb collection, but let's try this Ace High. Ace High is another one of those from the era where pinball machines weren't exactly played for money. There was a time when, basically as you saw in the earlier video, you'd basically not have any flippers or anything, but you get payouts. This is another one of those machines where there were payouts. The whole goal of this machine was to get big scores by losing in the best way possible. I'll show you what I mean. You get 5 balls, and as you can see, I just dumped it in there for 1,000,000 points. If you dump it in one of those 2 holes, you get a lot of points. But at the same time, you know, let me put it to you like this. Being born in the era I was, the whole goal of a pinball game is to rack up a huge score, and it still is here. But the problem is, the only way to do it is by, well, killing yourself. And that goes against everything that, well, we stand for as people who play video games and arcades and that sort of thing. So once again, this is another good historical piece. They could have told us about it, and really, you know, had the same effect. I mean, you basically play this in the hopes that there was a guy behind the counter who would see that you've racked up a bunch of free plays, and being the time that it was, he'd give you, you know, money for it. Since each play was 50 cents, you know, you might be able to make like $3. You know, $3 1960s money, you know, nothing to sneeze at. You know, this is why pinball machines were outlawed in New York for such a long time, contributing to juvenile delinquency and gambling and racketeering. Oh my, very sinful stuff. But it's one of those things, I mean, they got it so right on the second collection. On the second collection, they had a lot more tables that had a lot more interesting features, a lot more obtainable features, instead of just having to, well, die and die and die. It goes against everything we know of when it comes to video games and arcade games nowadays. Obviously, this was fun for its time, and you can't deny the influence it had on the industry, actually having flippers. But, you know, it's one of those things that you should know about, but never have to experience. Sometimes, I guess, some people's lives are just a warning of what not to do. Oh well.